Long time ago, I overheard a group of people discussing. And then one person was saying that he would prefer to be a corrupt policeman, a corrupt police officer, to being a corrupt governor. So when he said this, his group started protesting and arguing, saying that being a corrupt governor will make you stinkingly rich and so wealthy than being a corrupt police officer, commissioner. The man said, lie, that being a corrupt police commissioner is the closest you can come to being one of the richest people in Nigeria. He gave his reasons, and I want you to pay attention because that is where the problem lies. This man said, do you know the number of crimes people commit on daily basis in this country? Crimes such that if they are caught, hairs will roll. Crimes they will be willing to do anything to cover traces that might likely link the crime to them. And people are willing to pay. He told them that people have paid billions to make sure the evil or crime they committed never saw the light of the day. That if not, problem will be the issue. When he said this, I started thinking, and I thought long and hard. And I remembered what happened in the second book of Samuel, chapter 11, when one of the greatest kings in the history of the people of Israel, David, committed an abominable crime. What did he do? David one morning came out and saw a beautiful woman taking her bath, Bathsheba. Immediately he got attracted to this woman, gave his servants order to bring the woman to him. Bathsheba was brought in. The king took this beautiful woman, somebody's wife, the wife of Uriah the Hittite, went in and slept with her. After having an affair with this woman, before long, the woman reported to the king that she can't see her period again, that she's pregnant. The moment this woman told the king this, immediately, this mighty king became afraid that if this crime sees the light of the day, his reputation, his status, his prestige as a king, as a man after God's own heart, will be battered. So what did he do? Immediately he sent word to invite Uriah, the husband of the woman, who was in the battlefield with the rest of Israel's army, led by Joab, the commander of the Israel's army. When this man came home, the king turned to him and said, how is the war going? The man said, fine. And the king said, go home and rest. Go home and rest. You have been in the battlefield for long. As this man was going, the king sent his servant with presents. Imagine present from the king's house. You can imagine how mouth-watering it could be. To give to him. And then the present was presented to Uriah. Uriah never knew what was going on. He never knew that the king has had an affair with his wife and was planning on how to get Uriah into the picture in order to cover the sin. When the king learns that Uriah did not go home, instead, Uriah went to the doorpost and slept with the security men there. When the king heard that Uriah did not go home to his wife, the next day he invited him to come to his table, dining table, to feast, dine, and wine with him. Uriah could not place what was going on. The king has never shown him this kind of affection. Imagine a peasant. Imagine an ordinary man coming to the banquet, coming to the dining table with the mighty king of Israel. This man came, he was not at ease. The king encouraged him to eat. He ate, drank, and the king made sure that this man drank to stupor, to become tipsy. After eating everything, this man went out and yet did not go to his house to sleep with the wife. And when he was there, I said, how can I go and sleep with my wife when the soldiers of Israel are still in the battlefield fighting? I cannot. When this second plan failed, the king sat down and wrote a letter. That letter was simply a death sentence. After writing the letter, he handed this letter to Uriah and told him, go to the war front. When you go, hand it over to Joab, the commander. Uriah never knew he was carrying his own death sentence written by the king. Innocently, he took the letter, went there and handed the letter to Joab. Joab tore the letter, read. The instruction from the king was simple. Put Uriah in the thickest part of the battlefield where the fighting is strong and make sure he dies there. Joab cannot resist the command from the king. The king is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces in the ancient time. So Joab did as he was directed, put Uriah in the thickest part of the battle, and that day, Uriah the Hittite was destroyed. That was what this mighty king did to make sure that the evil he committed did not see the light of the day. Our world is full of innocent victims. I want to remember innocent victims. People who died as a result of criminals and the evil men's efforts to cover their sin and make sure they don't see the light of the day. If you are not careful, you can fall a victim of what you knew nothing about. That is why be careful of people who all of a sudden begin to show you strange love and affection. Somebody who has never regarded you, somebody who has never done anything good for you, all of a sudden, he begins to show you this strange affection, this love. You have to be suspicious of this. Because our people used to say, you have to know those who are consistent with their character. It has been happening every now and then. Crime is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Crime. So the person who said he would prefer to be a policeman than a governor knew what he was saying. According to him, he said that being a governor, if he steals the state money, EFCC will catch him. But as a corrupt police officer or commissioner, the people can pay him billions secretly to cover crime. It's a multi-billion industry. And that is why you have to be careful out there.